Dear children, good morning. Previous class we have learned how the water flow to great height in plants. Water transported in great trees. We have seen the mechanism by transpiration. The plants along with the water, they have take some other things from the soil, that is minerals. The minerals sodium chloride, magnesium, sulfate, etc. they are obtained from the soil through the root hair. These salts first they are converted into ions. NaCl, Na plus Cl minus, positive ions and negative ions. MgSO4, Mg2 plus, Mg2 plus SO4 minus. These ions are transported across the cell membrane by a special mechanism. These ions are carried into the cell cell. Once ions are absorbed, the ions travel along with the water in the xylem vessels and pass to the growing points of the plants, where they are used for growth purpose. They may also pass laterally from xylem to phloem. Thus, minerals, salts are one of the natural factors in plant growth phenomena. Now let us see the transport of the food that is prepared in the plants. We know that plants, the leaf which contain chlorophyll, prepare the food material where the carbon dioxide and water are converted into glucose. Leaf is the area of production of the food. The food passes through the phloem tissues, different parts of the plant body. The scientists studied practically about the phloem tissues. Let us see this activity. The experiment with aphids prove that food is transported through the phloem cells in plants. The experiment with aphids prove that food is transported through xylem cells in plants. Aphids take plant fluid through their proboscis. When the proboscis is inserted into the phloem under slightly pressure, the fluid present in the sieve tissues enter the proboscis. The experiment with aphids prove that food is transported through the phloem cells in plants. Aphids takes plant fluid through their proboscis. When the proboscis is inserted in the phloem under slightly pressure, the fluid present in the sieve tubes enter the proboscis. An aphid is killed while it is act of a feeding, and the body is then carefully cut away, leaving the hollow proboscis still inserted into the phloem. When the fluid is collected and analyzed, it is found to contain sugars and amino acids. By this, we can conclude that phloem transported more sugars and amino acids and in turn form of a food sources for some animals. Aphid absorb so much sugars from the phloem, they cannot assimilate all of it, and it excrete out of the body sticky syrup called honeydew. Leaves which have been attached by aphids often feel sticky as a result of honeydew. We can see one more activity which shows that phloem is responsible for the conduction of the food. Experiment to illustrate the conduction of the sugars by the phloem have been by removing a ring of bark from shoot to expose the wood. After few days, when the tissue above and below the ring were analyzed, it was shown that food had accumulated above the ring but was not present below it. If it is left for some time, the stem increased in thickness immediately above the ring, but no growth occurred below it. So, any damage to the phloem all around the stem will prevent the food from passing down to the root, and the tree will eventually die. When the plants are growing up, the part of the shoot is damaged by different animals like rodents, rabbits and wolves. They eat the bark of the tree. Once the bark is eaten, the food is not supplied to the roots and the plant die. So, foresters avoid certain predators from eating in the forest area. We can observe that the bark part is catching by various animals for the food because the food is available in the bark, especially during the hot winter when food is scarce. Foresters find it economically worthwhile to enclose the new plantation with wire netting to prevent the rabbits from eating. Foresters also allow or encourage the predators like fox, badgers, hawks, and wolves can control the population of the wolves and rabbits which are damaging the bark of the tree.